everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina, and today I decided to pull out some dies that I've had for a while. This is the Tim Holtz File Tabs die and the Film Strip die, and I thought I'd make a card today using these two dies along with some pattern paper from the Lily Bee Designs Sweet Shop paper pad. And I love the colors in this, and I've had this for a little bit of time. I did use some of it for a Project Life layout, but now I'm going to use some of my scraps that are left over for my card today. So let me just pull in my my big shot here, and I have some of my pattern paper. I'm going to use, first off, I'm going to be using my alterations on the edge die. So all I need for that are my two plates. So I just need my two clear acrylic plates. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to use the one that has the notch on the end. So I'm just going to take my pattern paper and stick it right on there and make sure I'm as straight as I possibly can be. And I'm going to stick a piece of washi tape. So I'm just going to use even some of the Tim Holtz washi tape on there, or actually Tim Holtz's tissue tape. And we'll run that through our big shot. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be doing is cutting my the film strip die. So I'm going to be using my all-purpose plate with the one tab open, and I'm going to put my die down and then my pattern paper. And I know I want about 4 of these, so that should do it. So we're just going to stick that in there, and I forgot to put my plate underneath. So I'll put my clear plate, then my other clear plate, and we'll run this through. Okay, and then I'm going to run my film strip through again one more time using a piece of white cardstock, because I want to get the 4 center pieces there. So I'm just going to stick my piece of white cardstock on there. Alright, so I have the 4 inside pieces to my film strip, and I'm going to use these to do some stamping. And I'm going to be using, I just want to make sure one side's got the little creases on it from the plate. I'm going to be using a Lawn Fawn stamp set. It's this one right here. It's called a Birdie Told Me. So I'm going to be using the 2 birds from here along with the little hello sentiment and the little heart. And each one of these film strips insides will have a different thing on them. So we're going to start off with our stamping. And I'm going to use my little Martha Stewart stamp block, some Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then I'm going to take my first little bird, and I have a little piece of scrap paper down, and put it on my block. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp him so he's kind of in the corner of that little film strip and going off the bottom. The other one I am going to stamp right in the center of one of those little squares. Then I have my hello sentiment. Again, using the Memento ink. Just stamp out hello. And then I also have the little exclamation point from that stamp set, so I'm going to stick that right on my block. So we have our hello. And then the last thing I'm going to do is the little heart from that stamp set. And that one I'm not going to do right in the center. I'm going to kind of do it a little bit to the side because this part will run off my card. There we go. Alright, so I have all of my little sentiments stamped out. I'm going to start by doing a little Copic coloring for my heart. I'm going to use R85, and I'm not doing anything special, any kind of special blending or anything like that. I am just coloring them in. Alright, for my first little bird, I'm going to be using two Copics for this one, BG10 and BG72. I'm going to start off with the BG10. I'm going to color my whole bird with that. And this isn't Copic white paper, so I have to be very careful around the black part that it doesn't bleed out into the white space. And then I'm just going to take the BG72 and just give a little bit of the darker color. I'm not even going to blend that out or anything. And then for his beak, I'm going to use Y23. So that is that little bird. And then for this bird, I'm using Y21. And for this one, I'm going to color the whole thing in, including his little beak. Then I'll come back with the Y23 and just give a little bit of touch on his wings and color in his beak a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to start off now with my card base. It's a standard A2 size card. We're going to score it at 4 1/4. And then I have my file piece that I punched out, and that's going to go right down towards the bottom here. So it's a little bit bigger than my card, so I'm just going to cut off these little ends here that's holding those pieces on. And then I will adhere this down. I'm just going to line it up in the corner and just make sure I'm straight across going through the bottom half of the card. Then I'll take my scissors and cut off the extra. I have my film strip that I cut out in the pattern paper. That's going to go straight across the side here. And I want it so that the 4 pieces are as close as to being on here as I can. So let's see here. How do I want to do this? I think we're going to do it that way. Alright, so I'm going to take my piece of scrap paper and my tape runner, and I'm just going to use this to add my adhesive onto my die cut piece. I'm going to kind of do that at an angle. I'll cut that piece off later. I'm going to take some dimensional adhesive now and add my little center pieces. So I'm just going to first go ahead and put the foam adhesive in the center of each of those windows there. Alright, for these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start by lining my corner up inside the center, and I'll use that then to push it down. This way I know I'm pretty straight. So I'm going to put the yellow one there. I'm going to put my little hello sentiment here. My other bird will go right here. And then this last one will be the heart. So that helps just by kind of lining it up and putting my foam adhesive down first. It helped line it up a little bit better. I'm going to take my scissors now and just trim off any extra pieces that are hanging off the edges. Alright, I'm going to take a piece of crochet thread now, and I'm going to wrap this around my card a couple of times. And then I will cut off a nice piece here. we're going to add a button to this, and this is just a button from an October afternoon set that I had. So I'm going to start off by first tying a little knot to hold it in place, my thread, because this moves pretty easily. And then I'll go ahead and tie my bow onto my button. So I'm just going to slide each piece of the crochet thread into the hole of the button. And then we'll tie that into a bow. Make sure bow is nice and tight here. And then I'm going to throw a little glue dot behind that button just so I know that it'll stay in place. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do is round the corners of my card here using my We Are Memory Keepers corner chopper, and I'm going to use the 1/4 inch side, and I'll do all 4 corners. Alright, and then finally I'm going to take some glossy accents and just add some glossy accents to this little heart here. So this goes on a little bit frosted, but once it dries it'll be completely clear. So that is our card for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.